Here comes Barney.
Hey, there it is. Oops, helps if I hit this thing first. Hey, good morning, everybody. Here we are hanging out Monday morning, having a little bit of fun and craziness. If you're a Cowboys fan, you're celebrating the freaking slaughter of the New York Giants.
The funny thing about that, though, is they're still giving Dak Prescott a lot of shit this morning because it was the defense that won the game, not Dak.
Isn't that funny? I I I don't know. I'm still not a sports guy. I did see that somehow the Dolphins squeaked one out of their ass. Not
That's
sure
right.
how that happened, but
Put up 46 points out on the West Coast, baby.
I
I may or may not have broken a few things in your brother's shed out back as I was listening to that game and being stressed out. So here we go, brownies.
So
baking?
Angie, are those special brownies or normal brownies?
Well, if you happen to see Lauren Amex's post where she was all dolled up for the Cincinnati, only thing I commented on her post was "Let's go Browns." So she told me we're no longer friends.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Angie. I don't really quite understand Cleveland Browns fans because they let you guys down every year. You should probably go be a Baltimore Ravens fans because they at least know how to go to a Super Bowl. Something Cleveland's never done in the history of their franchise.
That's what I tell my friends that are Vikings fans as well.
So, who's your team, Kevin?
Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah, Julie, that's right. Go Lions.
Yeah. Is there any way we can mute Kevin?
What bizarro world are we in where the toilet Lions beat the Super Bowl champion.
Toilet Lions?
Yeah, the toilet. That's what you call Detroit.
Wow. So Detroit doesn't know that Kevin stands on his own. And by the way, that was Kevin Snow, and somebody should create that a graphic of Kevin thinks Detroit is the toilet.
Kevin, have you ever been to Detroit?
Yes.
Oh, well, we'd like to invite you back because we missed you the first time.
Kevin. What do you got against Detroit, Kevin? I mean,
listen, Detroit had to be so happy. They've been rebuilding for several years, got an incredibly new coach, and they go out and beat Kansas City with the number one team in the NFL. So
that's right.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, it seems like the Dolphins had a great weekend. Detroit had a great weekend. Even Kevin's shitty team in Dallas had a good weekend. So wow, let's get Lauren on the line. Find out how she's going.
I'm happy about that too.
The what?
Who? Jackrabbits won on Saturday, so that was a good game.
I think that is the silliest name for a.
How many did you shoot? I thought we were talking about sports for a minute, and then all of a sudden now we're shooting jackrabbits out in the wild.
Holy cow!
Oh yeah, Julie. That's right. Julie's up in Michigan too, so she's a big Lions fan. So congratulations to the other team outside of the Doo-Doo Browns that have never been to an actual Super Bowl. That's right. Sports history right here. Nothing gets by me.
What else did you guys do this weekend?
So your brother and I were up in Bowie.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Nice. It was 90, high 90s, so it wasn't too terribly hot. Lots of people came out, so it was busy. And
did you guys make any money?
We saw Let's go on to the next question. We did see a guy in overalls pulling a wagon with a small pig in the back. There was a guy an hour behind him that had 3 corgis in a thing, but he had like chicken wire over the top of it, and it said all these are for sale. So I told him he'd had weird looking chickens. He didn't think that was funny, and he moved on. So, and the people across the hall from us were selling goats, so we had to listen to them all weekend long.
Inside?
And when they sold them inside, and the same people I got my dog from. And unfortunately, when they all 3 sold, her daughter had a meltdown. She was out there hanging out with the goats all weekend, and somebody came in and bought them. So, but I cheered her up and I said, "Don't worry, honey." I said, "They're probably not going to be goat tacos." So,
wow, you probably said that too.
No, she's a sweetheart.
So,
I may have said it to her mom.
This is our year, says every Lions fan every year.
No, that would be the Cowboys. They already think they're going to the Super Bowl after beating a mediocre Giants team last night.
Look, all I give, I don't sport, but all I give a shit and really hope is that the Cowboys do win the Super Bowl just to piss Keith off. Because this dude hates the Cowboys so fucking bad for no reason.
There's a reason. No, there's definitely a reason.
Oh, what's the reason?
So we moved here in 1989 from Kansas. In 1989, Jerry Jones bought the team. So as a young, impressionable sports fan, everybody here for the next 2 or 3 years absolutely hated everything to do with the Cowboys, because if you remember, like one season they won 1 game, like 1-16 or something, and then the next year they won like 3 games. Then all of a sudden the dynasty hits with Troy and Emmett and Michael and Jimmy Johnson, all this shit, and then all of a sudden everybody that hated the Cowboys for 3 years absolutely loved them. So to me, it's the biggest bandwagon town on the planet. Left a huge bad taste in my mouth, so every Cowboys fans can. So there you go.
I would agree with this, Colorado dude. As soon as I saw Dion on TV, even Elizabeth goes, "Man, that's still Dion. He's still got that fucking jackass fucking smile. Like he's still Big Show."
It's that smirk.
Yeah,
it's that smirk that he knows he's better than you.
She says that they don't need a reason. It's the Cowboys. Nah, with all the haters, I'm gonna start becoming a Cowboys fan, and I'm not a sports fan. I just want to go against the fucking grain.
I have converted at least 9 or 10 friends over the years by telling them, if you actually root against the Cowboys on Sunday, it's a lot more fun to watch. My dad being one of them. So it's really fun watching the Dallas Cowboys games with him, because he's rooting along with me every time they did something bad. So, but yeah, last night I was pissed. I didn't even watch it to halftime. I was so pissed off that they were winning, so turned it off.
Alrighty, let's kick this thing on, get the show freaking started, and we are kicking it up. All right, so this is going to be a new segment. It's going to be really funny to see how these goes, but
we'll see if it's going to be funny or not. Bernie and I talked on Friday, and we're like, "Dude, you got your music mashups?" And I'm like, "This was not easy."
Yeah, no, I struggled with this as well, trying to come up with some really good ones. But the idea is we were going to take 2 famous songs, smash them together, but we're going to read out the descriptions. And the rest of the people got to try and guess what the combination of songs are. So this should be interesting.
This is fun. I'll go first. I'll kick it off for you guys. And just going to give you a quick description of the song, see if you can figure it out. So imagine that you're going super fast heading in the north direction, but you're going extremely slow in the south direction.
Northman or Richmond. And
that's something. not that one. So these are old songs, and they are rock and roll.
Old songs.
So
and rock
how do you
and roll.
go north very fast and south very slow?
You go north very fast and south very slow.
And also, this could be Donnie's new theme song of where he's going eventually.
Man, I don't know. I don't even have a clue.
Going slow in the north direction is Stairway to Heaven. And now you can guess how you're going fast in the south direction.
Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell.
That's actually pretty funny. Stairway to Heaven and
pretty
Highway
good.
to Hell. I like
good.
that. I like
Pretty
that.
good.
That's it. That's probably Donnie's theme song. He's walking north, but he's screaming south.
Nice.
Nice.
I gotta go. Julie got it.
I'll drop one. All right. So this song is a thrilling and unexpected musical mashup that combines two iconic songs to create a unique and electrifying listening experience. Picture Dr. Frankenstein and his monsters getting pumped up, ready to conquer the world as they train to the beat.
As they train what?
Train to the beat.
Okay, read it through one more time.
I got it.
Picture Dr. Frankenstein and his monsters getting pumped up and ready to conquer the world as they train to the beat.
I think it's Thriller and
no, it's Thriller and Monster Mash.
Got one of them correct.
So Monster Mash is right.
Yep.
Monster Mash is a train to the beat.
Ooh.
So what's that song? You got the beat.
No.
Everybody.
Good thought, but no.
Damn. Monster Mash.
Monster Mash and Thriller.
I already said Thriller. He said that was wrong.
Oh,
That was my first guess.
Yeah, what's the second one?
Eye of the Tiger.
All right.
Very cool.
Nice. Kevin, you got one?
All right, so I wasn't sure what this segment was actually going to be. So I actually went out and found really weird mashups of songs that you would never think would work. This one is made by two artists. One of them was best known for putting on disgusting, vile live shows that test the limits of what an audience can comfortably stand to look at for an extended period of time. And the other is a rock band that wears scary clown masks on stage.
That would be Ozzy Osbourne and Kiss.
Insane Clown Posse.
Insane Clown
Close. One of the other two that do the same thing.
I didn't know there was another one that did clown.
Yeah,
masks.
there's a couple that all do the clown shit. Scary clown costumes.
I don't. The only one I know is ICP.
Yeah.
Slipknot.
I've heard of them.
I didn't know they wore masks. ICP.
Yep. And then the other one is Justin Bieber. So they mashed up Slipknot's Psychosocial with Justin Bieber's breakaway hit Baby.
And Justin Bieber is who?
Oh, we all know you had posters of Justin Bieber on your wall.
All right, here's mine. A grunge anthem meets disco fever in a mashup that smells like Saturday night.
Okay, so Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. What was the first part?
A grunge
Smells
anthem.
like Teen Spirit.
in Saturday Night Live.
Smells like Teen Spirit on Saturday Night Live.
Smells like Saturday Night Live is what.
There you go. Yes, that is awesome.
All
right, round two. All right, this one is about all of my extremely crazy friends hanging out in very shady places.
Got it. Friends in low places.
That's the last part.
Oh, say the first part then. Shit, I thought you were going to the second part.
All of my crazy friends hanging out in shady places.
All my rowdy friends.
That's it. You just
I don't know the name of the song.
All my rowdy friends in low places. Hank Williams Jr. All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
All right, my second one.
That's the only one I could figure one word. I had both song titles. Something that Kevin doesn't have. Friends.
They're overrated.
Wow.
Right.
Boom! That just happened.
Song number two. In this extraordinary fusion, the song leads its catchy upbeat melody and lively rhythm to the second song's soulful and introspective lyrics. Picture yourself in a coastal town where a fine girl becomes the center of attention at the local seaside bar. The mix of the two songs presents a vivid scene of a bustling waterfront, with the lyrics describing the charm and allure of a woman as she captures the hearts of everyone around her while sitting near the sea.
Oof. All right, read it again.
Picture yourself in a coastal town where a fine girl becomes the center of attention at the local seaside bar. The mix of the two
Okay.
songs portrays a vivid scene of a bustling waterfront, with the lyrics describing the charm and allure of a woman as she captures the hearts of everyone around her while sitting near the sea.
Hotel California and what?
No,
No.
That is not correct.
it's just a small town girl.
Living in a Lonely World? No.
No, that's not it either. It's coming on the East Coast.
Damn.
I felt like this would actually be kind of an easy one.
Really?
You know, it's one of those. When you hear it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, give us half of it.
Well, the first half is Brandy, You're a Fine Girl.
Mm-hmm. Donnie won't know that one.
Mm-mm.
No. And the second half is Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Sitting on the dock of the bay. I was.
A little Otis Redding in there, huh?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was getting close with the
Sitting
Hotel
on
California. I
the bay.
know the songs. So, all right, Kevin, it's yours.
I just had the one.
Okay, cool.
So this is what happens
got-
when you don't come to production meetings.
Yeah. A high stakes gambler meets runaway glam in a tune that's both ritzy and risky. A high stakes gambler meets a runaway glam in a tune. It's two country songs put together.
So it's got to be The Gambler by Kenny Rogers
Mhm.
and Fancy by Rita
Yep.
McEntire.
Yep. I was like, how do I put these two together? And that's what it came up with.
That's
So-
fine. All right, I got one more, then we'll move
Yeah.
on unless you guys have one. But this one
Yeah.
I just did this morning. It's pretty cool. Okay, so this person is staying somewhere in another state, but he has to be in a certain Texas city by morning via San Antonio.
Okay, so I know Amarillo by Morning. What's the other one? What was the first part?
They were staying somewhere overnight in another state before they had to get to another Texas city via San Antonio.
So I know it's Amarillo by Morning. I don't know the first song. Shit.
Up from San Antonio.
Thing that I got.
So the staying somewhere in another state was hoping to throw you off a little bit because they were staying in Hotel California.
Oh, nice. So, all right. Dun, 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 dun. All right, each week we're going to do lessons learned. We're going to talk about the things that we're learning and the things that we're teaching and the things we're putting out there. And Keith's going to take the helm on this one and talk through kind of a contested topic from time to time. So Keith, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, cool. We were talking this morning about the 15-minute virtual coffee. Talked a lot about this over the last few months and speeding the process up. And I've had a lot of people push back on doing a 15-minute virtual coffee versus the traditional 30 to 60-minute virtual coffee, getting to know you. A lot of people think you're on that very first call to develop a deep relationship and come up with a symbiotic environment where you're sending referrals and leads back and forth to each other. And I couldn't actually disagree more. So what I've done in the last 6 months is perfected the 15-minute virtual coffee. And actually, it's funny, when I teach it, when I actually do it, we're usually done in 10 minutes or less. And I would tell you most of the time, the person on the other end of the call is thanking me saying, wow, that's the most information I've ever gotten in a small amount of time. And now I've got time to go do some other things. So I really appreciate that. So, but I jump into a call and I do my favorite icebreaker is who introduced us, right? How do we get on this video call today? If it's two people that don't know each other, takes a quick minute, but if you can do that, it helps you get control of the conversation you're about to have. And once you ask that first question and you're getting ready to follow up, your follow-up question is, okay, listen, my whole thing is I've seen your company on LinkedIn. I've kind of gone through your background. I'm sure you have a cool company. I really don't care about the history of your company and how many years you've been doing this and everything else. What I really want to find out today is specifically, what are you looking for? Who's a good introduction? Who can I introduce you to? And honestly, probably about 70% of the time, people will say, well, I'm industry agnostic, right? So I'm looking for people that are in a transition, or I'm looking for someone that is in a position to afford my services. And then I kind of chuckle and tell them, I can't introduce you to anybody. I'm like, if you're willing to give me like 60 seconds, I bet I can help me make a ton of introductions for you. And 9 times out of 10, again, they're going to say, yeah, sure. What do you got for me? I'm like, great. I said, what is the industry that sends you the most amount of referrals or introductions? And then they tell me 2 or 3 industries. And then I ask them the second follow-up question, which is, if there was an industry you wish was sending you more referrals, what industry would that be? And then if we can narrow that down to 3 or 4 industries, now I can tell them, okay, if you're working with these industries, now I have 7 people I can make an introduction to, and here's why. And so then I'll follow up that question with them and ask them, like, how many introductions and referrals have you gotten in the last 3 months or 6 months by doing these virtual coffees? And overwhelmingly, the answer is very little, if any at all. Like, they don't know what they're doing wrong, right? And I keep telling them it's because you're taking the shotgun approach, and you're asking for the world, and nobody can think of anybody when you take that approach. So by
all right, let's break this down to two things. So one, the biggest pushback is, how can the hell can you make an introduction when you just met somebody?
Well, again, finding out what industry they're looking for. Right?
Yeah, but you just met them. What makes you think it's okay to just give them introduction? You literally just met the person.
Yeah, I personally felt a little weird about that too. You know, like I don't know who this person is after 15 minutes. Can I trust them? Do I respect them? Do I even like them?
So I think you need to remember that you're not, there's a difference between an introduction and a referral. You're not putting them in bed together. You're literally just saying, hey, you need to go have a conversation with this person, because I think you could do some really cool things. I'm not exactly sure what, but you should at least talk and letting them figure it out. You're not hey, you guys need to go get married and go, it's not putting them into this lifelong relationship. It's literally just go chat.
They're not getting any of my A players, right? Like, I've got my A1 list hanging up on a wall in front of me. None of those people are being introduced to somebody I've met for the first time on a 15-minute call. I'm introducing them to people that I've also met on 15-minute calls, right, that are in the same industries and should go talk. Because the whole point of my 15-minute virtual coffee is, one, to figure out how can I help them, and help them as much as I possibly can with a lot of people that I know but not, trust. And then what's going to happen is, hopefully they're going to do the same thing for me in return. But what I'm really looking for is someone to come back and say, hey, actually, you know what? Julie Trombley is a great example. Julie Trombley and I had a 15-minute virtual coffee, and I introduced her to 3 or 4 people, and she came back to me and said, thank you. Right. And then the people that she talked to also came back and said, hey, Julie was fantastic. Thank you for that. Now she's a trusted source. Now I can go introduce her to more people that are in my trusted, right, Rolodex of contacts, because I know she's going to represent me a hell of a lot better.
Hey, Keith, will you do me a favor? You take your camera and pull it out and turn it around and show everybody who's on your A list.
No. So that is not going to happen.
Man, I agree with you though. For me, I'll make introductions all day long. I've even done bad introductions on purpose, like 2 assholes, and put them together just to see what happens. But it's an introduction, right? So you're just putting 2 people to get together to have a cool conversation. Why do people think they have to do this long, drawn out, get to know you thing and know their life history and everything to make this happen? I personally don't get it. I'd rather business to happen, but I think most people are coming at it from some sort of, I don't know, maybe they just don't want to do business, which could be a real thing. So why do you guys think that people spend so much time trying to get to know each other?
I think they're trying to overcompensate for something. They're not as sure of their business as they think they are. So it's easier if they feel like they create a relationship right off the bat, then people are going to want to do right by them, because now they get this connection and everything else. So my goal, again, is get in, get out. But if they want to schedule a second call for an actual 30 minutes and talk more about everything and build a deeper relationship, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. Just not on that first call.
Well,
too much going on.
I'll tell you that I also think that people's business sucks so bad, and the statement's been thrown around for years. You do business with people you know, like, and trust. And I think people only focus on the like side of things. Like, people have got to like me. They don't understand that networking is about introductions, not clients, right? You may get clients out of it, but you're getting introduced to the right people, the right situations, and the right opportunities. So if you understand that, then you should be leveraging these calls to have some fucking purple power. That's what we're going to change the name of that group
right.
to. Instead of Domination Nation, it's now going to be Purple Power.
Purple Power. Yeah. Angie,
I'm
you
just
were on that.
waiting.
You were on that list. That's for sure.
I'm just waiting for Bob Russo, Bob Maloney, a few other people now to show up with purple hair as well every time I visit there. So.
But that was fun. So that's a great example right there, right? I introduced Julie and Angie because they both love blue, purple hair, and all this great stuff. I'm like, you two have got to meet, right? You guys are absolutely sisters in this whole thing. I put those guys together, and now they're in a group together and having fun and becoming fast friends. So that's the power of the connection and stuff like that. And I did that in a 15-minute virtual coffee.
Well, and that's the thing. I think, and I'm still going to keep harping on this. Networking was created by a bunch of broke people who didn't know how to sell. So everything is done on the premise that you've got to do all this. Let me spend a half hour telling you who I am. You spend a half hour telling me who you are. And then we part ways. There's just no point in that conversation when you can get in and get to work and open doors immediately. And I think, this is going to continue to be a hell of a soapbox for us because because I think we've got a lot of reprogramming to do from a lot of people that have learned to network in a very, very poor way. And I think this is the number one thing that gets people frustrated with, networking in general, is because it's socializing. It's not networking.
Well, people have asked me over the last year and a half, 2 years where I've been doing this, how I've kind of refined my process of doing things. And I tell people now, I said the 30,000 foot view is this. I do half the amount of virtual coffees that I used to do in half the time that I used to do them in, and have 10x the number of clients that I have on my calls now every week, right? It's the most beautiful thing in the world when you can figure out how to dial it in and how to reduce your time on screen and get the right people on screen. Your business will take off, more opportunities will present themselves. And now I'm putting in half the work. That leaves me the other half that I used to put in of doing other business development activities, right?
And I'll tell you, on top of that, you get kind of this core group of people that you're just opening the doors for. And it's amazing of how fast, and anytime you need something, like if you're going to, I don't know, do a workshop or whatever else, you get a handful of people. You're like, all right, this is what I need. And they'll start quickly opening doors, sharing your stuff. And it's crazy.
It's funny, the introductions that keep coming in. Who's the cat out of Charlotte, North Carolina, that used to run a group for us?
Keenan.
He guy sent me an introduction on Friday. Right? I haven't talked to Keegan in 6 months. And the guy sends me an introduction on Friday and then puts a little personal note, hoping that I'm doing okay and everything else. We should catch up soon. Right? So when you make connections like that with people I consider super connectors, and you stay in touch with each other, it's such a cool experience to have.
And here's the kind of the icing on the cake for me. Introductions are the best way in the world to stay top of mind.
Yeah.
Like if you want to stay in somebody's radar, like maybe their client base is a client base you'd love to be working with, that type of thing, open freaking doors for them, like constantly, until they tell you that there's too many. Stop. They'll have further conversation with you, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to, I hope we're all trying to grow our businesses.
But the funny thing, that's going to happen. So 2 weeks ago, it happened to me. One of the guy that's on my list, I made an introduction. We caught up last week and for the first time in like 8 weeks. And he said, hey man, I got to tell you, I said, you made this introduction to me and it blew up. Like this bitch was terrible. I had to block her on social media. I had to do this. I had to do that. And the first thing out of my mouth was, dude, I am so sorry. And he goes, no. He goes, don't be sorry. He goes, I'll take an introduction from you any day of the week, because you're one of the few people that continues to send me incredibly good people. The fact that you sent me one bad one, he goes, it gave me a good laugh. So thanks for the story.
That's a cool idea. I like this,
Great
having
idea,
a 3-minute video so they can go see the background in the story. That's smart as hell, Angie.
Yeah, that is cool.
I wasn't sure people with purple hair were all that smart, but you proved me wrong, Angie.
Well,
I just
listen,
assumed that
she's-
dye had like seeped into her brain, and
Yeah.
there's
she
you know,
she can't be
that
too
going
smart. She's still rooting for the Doo-Doo Browns, and that just came full circle.
So can you do that on Calendly? Can you put a video on the front end so they can watch it as part of the process? If
I've
they
never
can,
tried.
I
may
don't
have,
know if you can or not.
Yeah, I don't know if on Calendly to look into
but
it.
I kind of like that to be able to give them just a quick snippet, and so you can get past all the niceties.
I
Because the
just
only
like
thing
the fact that I could put a video of myself out there and watch myself talk all day.
and look, you'd be the only one who would watch it. Oh, too funny. Dun, 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 dun. Let's try it. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. We actually practiced this one as we did our meetings together, but we'll see how this goes.
All right, guys.
Keith?
So here's the rules of live action Pictionary. Is these three jokers are going to get the opportunity to ask me 5 questions each about anything they want about a character that I have picked, that they have to guess who this character is simply by asking questions, and I'm going to try and be honest and vague so I can kind of throw them off the scent here a little bit. So whenever you guys are ready, the first character is up on my screen.
Let's do it.
Who's asking first?
Yeah, who's asking the first question?
Oh, I thought you were.
Hey, listen, hey,
first one.
I just want to make sure I point out real quick that I got the first fuck you on live show this morning. So
That you did.
Angie
That you
told me that's the first one. I'm the first one to get a fuck you on this live morning show, so I win a prize.
All
That's
right. First
All right.
question.
First question.
Is this person a man or a woman?
A man?
Are they a athlete or an actor?
Neither. I guess maybe an actor.
Okay, so a man, potentially an actor.
Living or dead?
I want to need
Living?
notes over here. So a dude who might be an actor who's alive. Cool. And you got it set up in Calendly. Oh, hey, if you go and get on Angie's calendar, there's a good way to do it. Just copy and paste it.
Nice.
Is this person a comedian?
Yes.
So a dude could be an actor.
All right,
Funny
so
as
it's
hell.
alive. It's a man. It's a comedian. Has done some acting.
Yeah, you guys. Okay. Keep going.
I'm going down the wrong hole. Are they a musician? Like, are they known to be like a major singer, like have a band and shit?
No.
Okay. So no sports, no acting really. They're not a musician,
But they're a comedian.
but they're a comedian.
They're funny as hell. Not a stand-up type comedian, but yes.
Jesus.
So not a stand-up, but they're
Considered to be an actual comedy sketch type person. Yeah.
What are they known for?
Ooh, that is a question I will not answer.
Dave Chappelle, Joseph's thrown out there, but he's actually a comedian.
So you guys just remember, you guys are kind of barking way up the wrong tree here. That's why it's taking me a little bit of minutes to answer these questions. Ask some more obvious questions.
Are they? Fuck, I don't know. Guys, help us out.
Were they on? Go ahead.
No, tell the crowd to help us out and give us questions to ask.
Were they, if they're sketch comedian, were they on Saturday Night Live?
I don't think this person has ever made an appearance on Saturday Night Live. So, and remember, one of the questions you guys asked me earlier was it a man or a woman? That was the wrong question. Even though it is a man.
Is it a person or is it a freaking creature?
A character.
It's a character.
So it's
Like a cartoon?
fictional character.
Got
Correct.
it. Got it.
Now that'll help bring the questions back a little bit.
Is it Disney or is it something else?
It's not Disney.
It's not Disney. Okay. So
Marvel. Oh, that would be Disney. Never mind. Sorry.
So is it like the South Park, Bart Simpson world? Either of those?
I don't know what that means. It's a character.
South Park
Cartoon-
or Bart
Cartoon,
Simpson.
you know, like type thing. So Angie just asked, have they been in cartoons? And I would say no. Not really, because I'm thinking a cartoon is something that's in the Sunday newspaper, right?
No, cartoon is
Saturday
like a
morning
morning
cartoons.
cartoon. Animated.
Never been Saturday morning cartoons, that's for sure.
Is it
But
animated
prime-
movie?
but animated primetime cartoons, yes.
Is it Bart Simpson?
It is Bart Simpson.
Oh shit.
Well, that's funny because you asked if it was Bart Simpson or South Park worlds, and Keith's like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, how do you? What?
No, I said I'm not going to answer that because that right there narrows it down to either Bart Simpson or something else. So,
Well, isn't that the purpose of our questions to narrow down it so we can guess?
yeah, but my goal is to keep it as vague as possible, prevent you from actually guessing. So, all right, now that we set the bar for that one, the next one I've got pulled up as well, and you guys can ask. I'm sure you can ask a little bit different questions this time. So, well, that is if you learned anything.
Is it a real person?
Yes. This is a real person.
Living or dead?
Hang 1 second.
He's not sure.
I believe dead. But I'm getting confirmation. Hold on.
All right. Are they an actor or musician?
Neither.
Okay, so sports, comedian, something along those lines. Are they in sports?
No.
Are they in the entertainment world at all?
No.
Are they a
politician?
Yeah.
No.
Not in entertainment, not comedy, not music.
Military?
I don't believe so. No. No military.
Guy or girl?
Guy.
It is a dude that's not known for anything. No sports, no athletes,
That's
no
correct.
comedy, no politics. The fuck are we missing?
Author?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hang on.
Business world from Julie.
Business world, I would say potentially. And as far as author, yes, it looks like he did publish one book. And it looks like, let me see, it was published in 1995.
So speaker.
Somebody that probably likes to be heard, but definitely not a speaker.
Fucking balls. Now I'm so lost.
Well, remember when we did the practice run through, you guys were also lost when I took you down that path. So I thought I'd do it again.
So,
It's a different person though. Different person though. But think
real
along
person,
those lines.
dead.
George Carlin.
Pretty sure I said
Old or
no.
young? Old or young?
Older. think he was born in 1942. Actually died June 10th of this year.
Are they famous?
Extremely.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimmy's been gone for quite a while.
I just typed in, famous people born in 1942.
He's going straight to Google. So May 22nd, 1942 to be exact, and extremely, extremely well educated. Because remember we did the practice round. It was Albert Einstein.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. No, he's been gone for several years as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Extremely smart.
Had a small run-in with the United States Postal Service for a while.
Man, you got me. I have no idea.
When he was a professor at Berkeley and professor at Harvard. And later on in life, you would only know him with a giant grizzly beard. Come on. I can't just give this thing away.
Who is it? I'm stumped.
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Wow.
That was good.
Right.
Yeah,
I stumped the morons. That's what I started calling this game is Stump the Morons.
Really feel proud of yourself.
I am.
Well, when he threw out that he was a professor at those schools, oh fuck. Now who the hell is that?
So yeah, Kaczynski was a very smart individual and was a professor at a couple of big business schools and things like that. Published a book in 1995, and yeah, ended up responsible for I think 17 bombings.
It's crazy.
Yeah, killed 5 or 6 people and.
All right, so this is a random facts of the day, and today we're going to talk about some of the craziest damn festivals from around the world. And I had fun looking some of these up.
There are some weird events.
Yeah. But there's some cool events too that I would actually like to check out. But who wants to start us off with some of the crazy ass festivals?
I'll start us off. I was like going first. So we talked about this one on the pre-production show, but my favorite one I haven't been to, but I'd love to get to at some point is the Pumpkin Chunkin' up in the New England area, where every year they get together. They have air cannons, they have trebuchets, slingshots, anything you can get to launch a pumpkin as far as you can into this field, and the longest distance wins. The problem is these people build these giant cannons, and if you put too much PSI, I forget what they call it. There's a term for it. It's a splat, where the pumpkin just disintegrates upon launch, and of course you don't get any points for that. So it's a fine line between using just the right amount of PSI where the pumpkin doesn't splat and actually gets the distance versus not being able to toss it far enough. So
I remember as we were doing the production show, I showed you guys a video of the unfortunate gal with the freaking it was watermelon. I thought it was a pumpkin when we were talking about this one, but if you haven't seen, just type in gal watermelon slingshot fail, and you'll see this poor gal fucking just get smoked by a damn.
You're gonna go, oh, and then you're gonna
watch it. Like
then you're gonna
laugh.
I found one out of the UK. It's the World Toe Wrestling Championship. Sport involves 2 opponents who lock feet in an attempt to pin down each other's foot in the least time possible. 3 rounds, and the rounds kickstart with the right foot, then the left, then followed by the right again if necessary. And apparently thousands of people go to this event every year.
Do they have vendors selling toe jam on the side?
This one's going to blow y'all's damn mind. I'm not going to pronounce it right, but it's Las Bolas de Fuego in El Salvador.
Something on fire.
1658, there was a volcanic eruption, and every year they come together, and the residents split themselves into 2 teams, paint their faces like skulls, and begin the festival by hurling palm-sized fireballs of kerosene at each other. That's the opposing team. Though dangerous, it's been running for over 100 years.
That actually sounds reminiscent of the Boivin family farm on 4th of July.
Yeah. We stopped doing because a neighbor lost a damn eye. Not at our 4th of July, but we would regularly have bottle rockets and Roman candle fights.
So should I go relatively mundane or really freaking weird?
Well,
Weird.
All right, weird. Colorado has a Frozen Dead Guy Days festival.
What?
Is Ted Williams there?
No. So this happens in the town of Nederland, Colorado. The story goes that this is they have a coffin race, horse parade, all kinds of stuff. And it's to celebrate Brito Morstol, a dead man whose frozen body is stored in the town yet. So Brito died in Norway in 1989 and was put on dry ice to be shipped to his grandson Tigvi in the U.S., where he was then cryogenically frozen and was kept in a shed by Tigvi. But then Tigvi was deported, and the storage of the dead guy was then passed to his mother. The council then found out that a dead guy was being kept in a shed on ice. They made it illegal to store the whole or any part of the person, body, or carcass of a human being, which is not alive upon any property. But, because of the grandfather clause, Brito was allowed to stay.
Where does the festival part come in?
So they now have a festival every year celebrating Brito. He is still frozen in the town. And they may, however, move him to the Stanley Hotel, which also happens to be Stephen King's inspiration for the Shining Hotel.
Wow. I've got one for you guys. I got one for you. This one, I would go to this festival. I would probably participate, but I damn sure would people watch. It's in Finland, so I've never been, so that would be a cool place to go, right? We all want to go to Finland. It is the Air Guitar World Championships.
Yes.
Dude.
I can see Jack Black winning that whole thing.
Oh
every
my
year.
God. But they get all out. I mean, they they have the show where LL Cool J does the lip sync battles.
Oh yeah, lip sync battles, yeah.
But that's how these guys go with the air guitar. I mean, they are all in. I'm like, I would totally do that.
That is awesome. How about a crazy festival that you've actually been to? Because Donnie and I got a chance about 24 years ago
the Goomba
to come into the craziest festival we had. Actually, we were there the week before, and it's called Fantasy Fest down in Key West, Florida. And we had this huge suite with our 3 private balconies. We're hanging out on the balcony one night, and they're coordinating the queen and the queen right below us. And so there's like 7 drag queens down there getting all their outfits ready and everything else, and we're tossing them beads and just having a good old time. So, but yeah, Fantasy Fest brings in like 50-some thousand people down to Key West, which only holds 20,000 people.
Well, tell them about the Goombay Festival.
Oh, yeah, so the Goombay Day Festival, we're up in a restaurant on the 2nd floor in a private table that overlooks like the outside there, and everybody's telling us to get ready. The big Goombay Day Festival is coming through and everything. We're excited. We got a table right on the window. We're gonna be able to see the whole thing. And there were 5 or 6 people in the entire parade. There was 2 people carrying a banner, 1 person playing a trumpet, and 2 people like throwing confetti behind them or something.
And that was the entire festival.
That was the entire parade.
So, and you could tell the staff were all in on it, right? Because it's like a regular thing they do.
They do it every day.
Yeah.
Every day they have a Goombay Day Festival, and people think they're going to have this big parade's coming in. It's just these 5 idiots walking down the street.
So, and even funnier was it Irish Fest in St. Louis that we jumped in the parade?
No, that was Mardi Gras.
Oh, it was Mardi Gras. So Keith and I both lived in St. Louis together, and during Mardi Gras, we freaking literally jumped in the parade and became part of the parade in the St. Louis Mardi Gras.
St. Louis actually hosts the 2nd largest Mardi Gras in the United States behind New Orleans.
In Dogtown.
And we got down there, and they're like, people are throwing beads and stuff, and somebody threw a bead like right in front of us. I had to step over the rope. Well, nobody saw us, and I motioned at Donnie, and we both jumped the rope, got in there, and all of a sudden, the float behind that we were behind threw us a ton of beads. So now we got like a handful of beads, and we're throwing them out in the crowd, and all of a sudden we're in the parade.
And let me tell you, there's being in the crowd and watching the things people will do for beads and stuff. There's a whole nother level when you're part of the parade and people really want beads.
I can only imagine if we were up on the float,
Oh,
you'd be able to
God.
see down what the view might have been like. Because
now there is a festival that I really seriously want to go. Bev Brown tells me about it every year, and it's in Maryland, somewhere in southern Maryland. And I'll have to Google what the name of it is, but they have wild horses that live out on this island.
The ponies, the ponies.
Yeah, the ponies.
She just posted about it like a month or so ago.
Yeah, because it just happened.
Really cool.
Yeah, and so they go out in these wild ponies and they bring them in, do some things, move them around the island. But they swim across, this big water area and all kinds of stuff. That would be a seriously cool thing that I would go do as a festival.
So if anyone's planning a trip to Hawaii, you should go the end of April to Waikiki, and you can attend Spam Jam.
Spam Jam.
They have a spam festival. So Hawaii is the largest consumer of spam in the nation.
Yeah, that I had heard before.
7 million cans of the processed pork.
I've had spam several times. I've had it, fried in the pan, just on a sandwich, and it's just the consistency is too much like liver for me. So
I can't do it.
I have no issue with spam.
It's disgusting. This would be another one that I would do just because I think the hilarity of it. But in England, they have the cheese rolling festival. Literally, it's a huge ass hill
down the hill,
and they roll these big ass things of cheese. And
one cheese ball gets rolled down the hill, and like 80 people have to come down this hill. And the first person to touch the cheese wheel wins. And people are breaking legs, snapping necks. I mean, it's
like a 9-pound cheese wheel. Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm like, God dang, man, watching these people slide down this hill and not breaking every bone in their body.
The one festival I have no desire to ever go to is Burning Man.
Running with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Now, I'm Running with the Bulls. I would actually probably give that one a go. I would jump into Bulls, but Burning Man's the one that I wouldn't go to.
That's what my daughter wants. She's trying to do everything she can to get there next year.
That many weird people, I'm out. And I like weird people.
That's her world.
Well, that is her world. She can have it because I'm
Where was she Saturday night? She was front row for Slipknot and sent me a video of her crowd surfing. Then sent me a video of them pouring a bottle of vodka down her throat, and I said, "I think I'm your dad. This is meant for somebody else. Please delete." I don't want to see this shit.
Right. So, I'd also say for people, if they haven't been to a Ren Fair, you got to go. I know it's not really a festival.
Yeah, no, Ren Fairs they're fantastic. Ren Fairs are cool because it doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, or what you're dressed up as. Everybody is equal once you get inside those walls. Nobody cares. It's really a cool environment. So I am kind of curious, though, as to what the hell a mule day in Tennessee consists of, Joe.
Mule day in Wooster
Wooster Fest. It'll change your life. That could go a lot of wrong ways in the conversation. Since you've already told me where to go once today, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Wooster Fest. Oh my Lord. Saturday, September 30th. It's an Oktoberfest.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of chickens and roosters there. I think it's somebody with a lisp actually created that. Like, come see my Wooster.
Wooster's always been on my radar. Like, that's the town I've been wanting to go to. Like, take a massive vacation and go to Wooster.
No, that's Worcester, Massachusetts, which is also pronounced Worcester, just spelled Worcester. So, Worcester Fest. That's like Wellsville days.
So, all right, I want to try this. So we're going to try that. We've not done this. We've not run through this. We have not practiced or rehearsed this. This should be funny. So we are going to play the alphabet story challenge. And here's the deal. We're going to create a story using the alphabet. The sentence that the next person has to say must start. Yeah. The start with the next letter in the alphabet. So you can say complete sentences. Don't drag them on. But the first word in your sentence must start with the next letter in the alphabet.
Let
me
get the alphabet pulled up on my computer first.
Everybody's gonna be singing the freaking song in their head. So Bernie, you want to start us off with creating a story? I'll go next, then Kevin, then Keith.
Sure. All right. A little girl went to the park
because she wanted to play. And Kevin is crushing it.
Yeah. Hi, improv introvert here. This is always my skill set.
Okay, the letter is C.
Chickens were running along or around the playground
during recess from the school across the street.
That's not a sentence.
That was a sentence. Go. Party.
Eating everything in sight.
From dusk till dawn.
You gave him the same letter.
Girls were playing on the merry-go-round.
Having an incredibly fun day.
Idiots abound everywhere.
Jay. Just because they could. Oh, I'm like doing a alphabet in my fucking head.
A, B, C, D.
Keeping their eyes on the prize.
Letting nobody else into their circle of friends.
Mesmerized by music.
Never gonna grow up. Oh.
Now I have freaking Austin's song in my head. Damn you.
All right, we just got Rickrolled. That ain't gonna work. Fucking hell. So note to self, never ask Kevin to do fucking improv. Holy shit. Wait till at the summit for his speech. I'm literally just gonna go up and take his slides away and say, you now have to 100% improv this motherfucker.
Oh my God. You're gonna give him a heart attack on it in front of everybody.
So guys, here's what I want you to do. If you're coming to the Badass Business Summit, I want everybody to come up and ask Kevin, just give him a random alphabet letter and ask him to form a sentence every time you see him. We are going to make this a game at the summit to see
Ella.
How did Ella get Peter Pan from that?
Because the P was the next letter we didn't get to.
So too funny. Crazy.
That is funny.
I was supposed to be working with this popped up in my feed. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, for all you guys out there that are listening and watching and everything else, if you guys have any ideas for shows that you want to see us do or interact or do anything like that, going forward in the next few weeks, let us know. Send us a message or put in the comments and say, hey, it'd be funny if you guys did this or if you guys did that. We'd love to hear some feedback.
Yeah, for sure. So coming up in training for those in Success Champion networking groups, this week, I am going to teach one of the coolest strategy to really grow on any platform. I learned it via Twitter, but I'm going to teach you a 3-prong approach that really will get you dialed up and grow a massive following on any platform. I've been using it on LinkedIn and it's crushing like crazy. On the 21st, there will be no Becoming a Champions training because we'll be at the summit. So we'll be at the Badass Business Summit September 20th through the 23rd. And then on the 28th, I'll be teaching a very cool LinkedIn strategy that will grow your business like crazy. So, guys, we're here every week starting at 8 a.m. Central, helping you kick off the week, having a good freaking time and rocking and rolling. If you come, please do like you see people here. Jump on, comment, share, tell others about it. And
this show is now sponsored by Tylenol because Kevin needs it.
So we are going to take up a collection to send Kevin to improv classes. So if you guys, we need that freaking, like, what's that music they play in the background for the sad dog, stories? Hold on. Daydreaming with this would sound like. So guys, if you've ever been in a world where you had somebody who couldn't improv, please commit to supporting Kevin. I Can't Improv Fund.
That's right. For only $3 a day. That's less than you spend at your hairdresser. You too can help Mr. Snow overcome his fears of the stage.
Guys,
Angie, actually, we do want your suggestions.
Yeah, we
definitely
100%
do.
want your suggestions. So the crazier, the better. So, guys, go have a badass week. We will catch y'all next week. Love you, made it. See you. Bye. Yeah, hit the button.